learners, it's Mrs. Kilquist, and I am here to go through one of the activities that you have in your packet today. Give me just 1 second, and I am going to pull it up. So as you can see right here, we're working with the package Thanksgiving Dinner. And we've been talking a lot in our lessons about main idea and key details. And remember, main idea is what the text is all about. Remember, it's like the crust of the pizza. It's like what holds the text together. It's what the text is all about. And then the key details are all the things that support the main idea. So what we're going to do today is we're going to read Thanksgiving Dinner together, and then we're going to answer the questions. We're going to find the evidence in the text that proves that that's the right answer, and you guys can follow along with me at home. So follow along with me as I read, and hopefully you can see this okay, but make sure you have your worksheet out in front of you so you can do this along with me. So the title of our passage is Thanksgiving Dinner. Thanksgiving dinner is the best. Everyone in my family has a certain food to make. Mom makes the turkey. Dad makes mashed potatoes. I make green beans. My brother makes cornbread. My sister makes the pies. Everything always tastes delicious. That's why Thanksgiving dinner is the best. So if I asked you, what was this text, this passage, all about? What was the main idea of this text? What would you say? Think about that for just a second. Remember, a lot of times we can find the main idea just by reading the title, or if it's a book, we can find it by looking at the cover of a book. So if you said that the main idea of this story is Thanksgiving dinner, you would be right. So if we were going to write a sentence, we would say, what is the main idea of the story? We would say, the main idea of this story is, and whoops, Mrs. Kilquist ran out of room, so she's going to have to come underneath. They don't give us a whole lot of room to write here, do they? The main idea of this story is Thanksgiving dinner. So we're going to write that in a complete sentence. Make sure you put a period at the end. Okay, now if I asked you that question and said, prove it to me, you would have to go back and find it in the text. You could underline the title, Thanksgiving dinner, or you could even underline that first line, Thanksgiving dinner is the best, right? That proves to us that that's what that text is all about. It proves to us that's the main idea. So you can pause this video for a second so you can write in your response. I'm going to go on to number 2. Number 2, what was one supporting detail in the story? So we know the main idea is Thanksgiving dinner. So now we need to find a detail that supports that text was all about Thanksgiving dinner. And if you remember when we were reading, we talked there was a lot of sentences in there about things that they were eating for Thanksgiving dinner and things the family members were making. So we can pick any of those sentences. I really like mashed potatoes, so I'm going to pick the sentence, Dad makes mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes is something you eat at Thanksgiving dinner, right? So that would be a key detail that supports that this is all about Thanksgiving dinner. Let's underline it. And then what was one supporting detail in the story? We're going to say, Dad made mashed potatoes. Okay, we found the evidence in the text, we underlined it, we wrote it on the line. Now, Mrs. Kilquist is writing her responses with crayon. That way you guys can see it. If I were to write it in pencil, it would be hard for you to see at home. You guys need to make sure you're writing your sentences with pencil. You can underline the evidence in the text with a crayon or a marker. That would be fine, but make sure you're writing with a pencil. So number 3 says, what were other supporting details? Choose all that apply. Let's go through them and see if this was a supporting detail in our story. Mom makes the turkey. If we look up here in the text, it says, Mom makes the turkey. Is that a supporting detail? Yes, it is, because that's all about Thanksgiving dinner. We can color that one in. Dad makes mashed potatoes. We know that's a key detail because we wrote it as one of our answers, right? And we underlined it because that was one of the things that told us that this was all about Thanksgiving dinner. We're gonna color it in. The last one says, Grandma makes the stuffing. If we look back up here in the text, does it say anywhere in that text that Grandma made stuffing? No, it didn't. So that would not be a supporting detail in the story because that's nowhere in the passage that we read. So we're not going to color that one in. So it was great working with you guys today. We're really proud of how hard you're working. Keep working hard. And if you have any questions, don't be afraid to message your teacher.